Hi there and welcome to episode 20 of our Rome 2 Total War Let's Play series. In the previous episode, we fought with the Carthaginians over here in Karalis, and it was a victory for us, but our army is struggling a bit, but I think theirs is as well. I mean, they have pretty much nothing left, so we're just going to see if we can finish the job off here. Yeah, look at that. The actual balance of power is ridiculously in our favour, so let's auto-resolve this battle. And let's keep 93% of our remaining force with an aggressive stance. And stabbed him in the eye! Wow. Okay, fair enough, each their own. And, do we occupy, loot, or raise? Very tempted to loot to gain some extra money, but then also tempted to occupy so that we can move our armies out a lot faster. Let's go for occupy, I think. Well, 3,800 is very tempting, and we do need money at the moment. Yeah, let's go for loot, because we definitely need some cash. So now we have 3,900 in cash. Oh, and Imperium. Your power knows no bounds. You can now maintain additional armies, fleets, and agents, and issue more provincial edicts. Cool. So we can have 2 more armies, another fleet, and 1 more of each agent. That's really cool. And number of edicts which can be enacted per turn is 1. Fantastic. Okay, so let's see about repairing some of this. I mean, this is why we need the money, I guess. The stuff that we need to repair, well, we're losing minus 71 in the next turn, so that's going to take us to like minus 98. That's not good at all. So we need to repair the stuff that'll give us public order. So, that'll give us food. What's our food like? We've got 1 food at the moment, which is alright. Then that'll give us 5 public order per turn. Let's repair that quickly. That'll give us 4 public order per turn. Repair that. That won't help with public order. This will give us not a lot. That'll give us not a lot. Although the squalor is minus 4 public order per turn anyway. And that's plus 8 public order per turn, so let's definitely repair that one as well. So that's 1,000, well, that's pretty much 1,500 gone already. So, let's leave that to repair for now. Let's look towards our other borders. Now the worry, my main worry, or one of my main worries at the moment, is Brundisium over here, which Ares' Terror is currently looking at me in quite a seductive sort of way. I think that they're going to attack Brundisium in the next turn. So, would we be able to potentially raise a cheapo force? Maybe. Oh, that guy is really good, actually. We could raise him as a force, but I don't think he'd last very long, to be honest. We may have to sack Brundisium off. You know what? Let's leave Brundisium there. Let's raise an army in Cassentia. And start training some people over here. Get some veteran legionnaires on the go. And then let's recruit some... Oh, we can only recruit some levies. Oh, God. Okay. Let's just recruit 2 units of levies and leave them there like that. Now, what else can we do? I don't think we'll be able to fight this fleet here because I think it'll be far too far in their favour, so we're not going to do that. Although their fleet is... yeah, there's just too many range there. We've got 2 units of levies and 1 unit of swordsmen, so we wouldn't be able to do very much against their fleet. Now over here in Ariminum, we defended this in the last episode against some pretty bad AI, but in this episode it looks like the Veneti are amassing some fleets on our doorstep, so we definitely need to we'll probably end up defending those in the when it comes to the Veneti's turn. But we've got 1,700 gold left over. What can we do with that? We can repair some stuff in Ariminum, but it's probably going to go down in the next turn, or may do. I'm not quite sure at the moment. Neapolis is alright. Brundisium is suffering a little bit, but again, we could spend all our money repairing this stuff. But it'll probably just get taken over. So I'm going to cancel those 2 repairs, actually. And let's end the turn there and see what the next turn has in store for us. Oh, no, wait. Character has an unassigned skill. Sextus Sulpseria. Is this you? No. Is it you? No. Is it you over in Eulalia? No. Is it you guys over in Karalis? Yes, it is. Here we go. So we've got tradition, we've got general details, we've got skill. So let's give him some zeal. And in terms of household, I'm always for improving public order. So let's go for that one, the executioner. And that'll hopefully help us a little bit in terms of the public order in Eulalia and Karalis. Because that is in minus 27 and minus 71 in the next turn. It's not so good. Not so good at all. But let's see if we can... Are there any edicts that we can assign to the regions? So a quick look at that. Not really sure where the edicts tab is at the moment. If I click on Karalis here, will it give me any sort of provincial edicts? We already have one edict. Current edict is bread and games, which gives 4 food and 6 public order. We can do Romanization, which gives minus 10% auxiliary recruitment cost and plus 2 Latin culture, plus 10% wealth for all buildings, but reduces slave population decline, or plus 5% tax rate. Kind of tempted to go for the tax rate, to be honest. Why not? Okay, let's go for the next turn. Okay, it looks like the Delmatae are actually putting an offensive towards Brundisium here. And they are, it looks like they're backed up by an absolute shed load of Athenians here. So the Delmatae army itself is just one ship. So I'm not too worried about that. The stuff that I'm most worried about is this massive Athenian army, or these 3 large Athenian armies. So they have what looks like to be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of hoplites, 1, 2, 3 units of cavalry, and then another maybe 6 units of javelinmen, something along those lines, and then some. You know, just ridiculous amounts. So if we can see off these Delmatae and defend against those, then we may be able to reinforce one gate if the Athenians come in from one direction, and maybe able to kill a few of them, but it's not going to look likely. I'm going to fight it on the battlefield, see what I do, but I may skip this battle for you. So, despite the fact that we were actually able to fend off the Delmatae, why do those have skulls and crossbones next to them all? That's very strange. It says it's a close defeat. The Athenians were the ones that actually destroyed our army. You can see that the Delmatae there, 9 people left there. But these guys, I mean, we destroyed Poseidon's Chosen, but these 2 armies here survived, but they have skull and crossbones. That's very odd. So I'm not quite sure what happens there. Do the Delmatae get Brundisium? We'll see at the end of the turn, I guess. Okay, so subversion in Riminum, sabotage in Riminum. An enemy has been wounded, and port settlement is blockaded at Eulalia. Brundisium is blockaded. Oh, and we have a successful mission. Oh, that's from taking Karalis before. We got 6,000 for that in the treasury. That's really good. And rebellion is imminent in Karalis, obviously, because of the low public order. Now we have a new objective. Maintain 60 units in total. Reward is 7,500. I wonder how many units we're actually maintaining at the moment. So turmoil in Rome as well. So let's go and have a quick look at Brundisium. Who owns Brundisium now? We do. Okay. So, despite the fact that they won the battle, that we lost the battle at Brundisium, we still control Brundisium. That's interesting. It's because it was the Delmatae that actually attacked us, and we fended off the Delmatae. We made them retreat. Now, the Athenians actually won against us, but because they hadn't initiated the attack, they were just reinforcements, they couldn't take Brundisium. That's a very strange and interesting game mechanic there. So what we're going to do here We're already at minus 65 predicted income at the moment. We could bring this army across and start thinking about building a mercenary army. I mean, what sort of mercenaries do we have at our disposal? We could hire a couple of spears, a few hoplites, a couple of peltasts, and some cavalry. But I'm not sure that'll do all that much good against Ares' terror over here. It depends who attacks us again at Brundisium and whether we can defend. I mean, the army that defends Brundisium in the first place, the garrison army, they're not going to be too good in the next battle. If we get attacked at Brundisium again, it's going down no matter what. Even if we hired, say, 10 different units over here and marched them across. So I think we're going to leave Brundisium as is. Over here in Patavium, towards Patavium, the Veneti just disappeared. They didn't want to remove them at all. They just all sailed off. One agent actually tried to maybe assassinate our general here, but he died in the process. So let's actually march on Patavium. And let's go straight for it, I think. That's quite a large army, quite a large set of armies. And while I do this, actually, let's go to options, game settings. I'm going to go for 60 minutes here because I'm attacking this and I'm going to take my time on it. So let's go and fight this on the battlefield. Okay, so here we have our armies, and they only have a single unit of Oathsworn, which I know to be wrong. So how are we going to arrange our armies? I think the veteran legionnaires will put up front and centre, because they are the veterans after all. And then the rest of our legionaries we'll put around the side. Make a nice long line for each set of legionaries. Something along these lines here. And then we have our velites and our leves. So velites will put directly behind everyone, and then leves again directly behind those. So we've kind of got a triple line of infantry. And then we have our general's bodyguard, which can come over here. And we have another unit of cavalry, which can come over here. So I'm quite happy with that formation. Let's set them as one and create a formation group. And then let's start the battle. And let's start marching towards them. I don't believe that that's the only army that they've got. There must be something. Oh, there's the reinforcements. Or there's some reinforcements at least. I wonder where they're actually going. They seem to be heading towards that hill. And the reinforcements that we need to be worried about right now are over there. So I think we need to turn and face. Yeah, let's turn and face those guys. What we don't want to do though is end up getting sandwiched between a number of armies. But we definitely need to turn and face this army because this is the main army at the moment, it looks like. So we're getting into position now. It definitely looks like they're flanking us. So let's slow this down a little bit now and get ready to engage. They are definitely flanking us here. We need to keep a very close eye on that. Okay, here we go. We are engaging in our ranged units. No melee engagements just yet. Here we go. Veteran legionaries go after the Celtic tribesmen. And let's also send some reinforcements over there. Go after those Celtic tribesmen as well. And let's send these melee troops around here to get the surround. In fact, let's go after those skirmishers. And how are we doing here? We may need to get some more reinforcements in this side over here. Just check behind. They're still getting into position behind us. And it looks like their tribesmen are starting to buckle under the pressure, actually. We don't seem to have lost we've lost about 10 legionaries. Okay, it looks like a lot of their troops are starting to run away. And so let's go after those Celtic tribesmen, and we'll use our citizen cavalry to chase down some of their ranged units. The balance of power is already going really far in our favour, actually. Let's help against those Oathsworn. Oathsworn are one of the most difficult units that we face against these tribesmen. It looks like their Oathsworn are pretty much routed. Yes, they are routed now. So let's send those guys after those, and then let's turn and face the other direction. Apart from you guys, who can chase down some Celtic tribesmen. So we're turning and facing because this army is going to be upon us rather soon. So we're just going to use this one unit of citizen cavalry to chase down various ranged units and the like. That is a huge number of units there that are still alive, so we need to really think about getting rid of those. If we don't get rid of those, we're going to end up fighting them again. So if we could just ride out as fast as we can and go through them, essentially. Okay, so their army I believe to be at the top of this hill. I don't believe that there's just two of them. I don't believe that there's just two units there. Really want to chase these guys down first, though, before we move on to the next army. So let's get some more of those freemen, and then let's go after those slingers. And this is exactly why I wanted the full hour, because I'm going to do my best to actually kill as many of these units as possible. So then let's go after these guys over here, the Celtic tribesmen. We've destroyed a fair few of those slingers. Yeah, they're down to 33 instead of being at about 90. So let's start thinking about marching towards these guys now. Except you guys can chase after. There's not a lot more to chase after, actually. I can't see any enemy units around. Okay. There is their army. So we want to come up the hill in this sort of area. Looks like they really don't want to fight us, actually. So let's start moving up the hill again. Are they actually going to turn and fight us, or are they going to keep running? That's the question. Oh, they're starting to throw some stuff at us. That's a good sign. Right, here we go. Looks like we're about to engage. So let's go and engage those guys. And then we'll start working on getting the surround. Okay. So they just have one unit of Oathsworn at the back there. So let's get the surround on these guys. And we should be good to go. We need to start thinking about taking out those ranged units. So let's send our general against those ranged units. The worry is that those Oathsworn will engage us. In fact, let's bring the general back and just use our legionaries against these guys. And it looks like they're all routing. There we go, finally. Okay, let's end the battle there. Decisive victory, end the battle. Okay, so we didn't actually manage to kill them, but let's have a quick look at the breakdown. So they survived with 16. These guys survived with hardly any. These guys survived with hardly any, and these guys survived with hardly any as well. So let's just kill those captives. And, oh, we've leveled up as well. That's good. Okay, so they're running. And are we able to take this settlement? I think we are, and considering that ridiculous advantage that we have over them now, let's auto-resolve that, and let's keep 85% of our troops, and stabbing in the face, which is always good. A good face stab. Now, ooh, subjugate. What does subjugate do? Depending on your cultural background, the conquered faction will become either a client state or a satrapy of yours. All captives are enslaved. No, I think we just want to occupy. Do the usual. So let's take Patavium there. And we've increased twice in rank with this guy as well. So you can definitely level up a couple of times. So what are we going to give you? Plus 3% weapon damage or missile units? I think missile units would be quite good actually. Or we could have campaign movement range. Plus 4% charge bonus for all units. We always do charge, so that would be quite cool. Oh, stalwart defenders. No, not that interested in that one. I think we're going to go for the unrelenting force. Plus 6% campaign map movement range. And plus 4% charge bonus for all units. So we'll do that. And then we can also level up... Oh. We could level up each one of those, I think, but we could also learn an additional skill, which we're always about the zeal, aren't we? So it's soldier, warrior, commander. So if we get another zeal based, so plus 10%, plus 2 zeal when admiral. No, not interested in the admiral stuff. Plus 1 zeal and plus 10% morale for all offensive battles. Ooh, minus 10% morale for all enemy units. That's quite cool. Or plus 2 zeal and 4% damage by everything. Actually, that's really good. Let's use that. Okay. So he is a very good guy now. So Patavium, we could do with getting rid of all this stuff actually. Thinking of dismantling absolutely everything because we can't use it. So that little exclamation mark means that it doesn't give us any of the effects. So if we just ooh, we can convert them all. So let's convert them all like so, and that'll cost us a couple of grand. Now let's go back to our own shores and have a quick look around. So Ariminum, we could do with repairing some stuff actually. So let's repair that. And repair that, and repair that. We're not going to expand any borders just yet. That'll cost us a grand or so. And over here in Eulalia, we're minus 8 per turn at the moment. So what can we repair? We could potentially repair this, or this, or this. Or we'd need to convert all of these things, wouldn't we? So let's have a quick look at how much it costs to convert. Oh wow, there's so much choice. Okay, so we could make a library, a wine trader, amphitheatre, delicatessen. I think we need to go for the ones with the public order. It's plus 6 public order per turn. Well, that's quite expensive. So how much is that? That's 387. So we'll go for that. We will convert this one to a trading port perhaps? Or a fishmonger's. I think it'll be a trading port because the fishmonger's gives minus 4 public order per turn. Although that is actually, let's cancel that a second because that cost us a ridiculous amount of money. The trading port did. That's 2,700. So let's skip over that for a second. How about the grain market? What are we able to convert this into? A library, a wine trader, a cattle trader, a delicatessen, or a slave trader? Any of these give public order? None of them. Okay, so we skip over that. This one, oh, we can get a Shrine of Jupiter for public order. Oh, that's even better. Sacred Grove +4 public order. I think we'll go for that one, the Sacred Grove. And we'll leave that one for now as well. So we've got 2,500 gold left to spare. And what can we do with that? First of all, let's put these guys in Cassentia. I think we'll probably lose Brundisium in the next turn, so let's start training up. We can still only recruit levies over here, can't we? Well, that's no good. That doesn't help us in the slightest. In fact, you know what? Are we able to reduce the tax rate in the in this region? What sort of effect does that have? That has 0 effect now, instead of being -8 or -4. We'll lose 500 in the next turn, but we can swallow that for a short time. As long as we don't leave the tax low. And in terms of this, we've got one guy that requires attention. A gang has taken control of the ports in Rome and is attempting to control the city's grain supply. Wow, okay, so do we threaten them, bribe them, have the leaders killed, or do nothing? Well, I think we're going to have the leaders killed. To be honest, let's have those leaders killed, because we are a bit of a warring faction. And I think I'm going to bring this episode to a close here. In the next episode, oh look, there's some Nori on our doorstep. Once again. So, in the next episode, we're going to have to deal with some Nori. And I think we're probably going to lose Brundisium. That's looking very likely, especially considering the RDA are there, and there's still 3 large fleets of Athenian warships and whatnot over there. So, but until then, I'll say thank you very much for watching. Bye bye now.